Hey guys, what's up, people? How are ya? Hello, we have Riva and we have Ray in the chat right now. Hello. I'll just put away my cereal because I was hungry. Hello and welcome to the stream. As stated, we are currently joined by Riva and Ray. Cereal. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, cereal is delicious at any time of day, and I will have it whenever I damn well please. Um, I will not take this anti-cereal propaganda in my stream. It is not allowed. Cereal time is whatever time you decide for it to be. I mean mood. And also it's not just cereal, it is cereal and peppermint tea, both of which are using soy milk instead of regular cow's milk. No bovine milk for me, thank you. Mostly just because the soy milk tends to be like less sugary and slightly better for you. I'm. It would be lovely if this was an entire pint of ice cream. Like I would not say no to that. I should say no to that because I've been eating like a garbage can since moving back to Arizona, and I'd like to be like slightly better about that. But make slightly better choices, not much better choices, but slightly better choices. He said while cradling a bowl full of Honey Nut Cheerios. Hello, welcome to the stream, Maya. You missed cereal discourse because I am having some Honey Nut Cheerios, and Riva is deciding to give me sass for it. And to that I say, how dare you? How dare you? Cereal time is any time. Indeed. Indeed. Just have a little bit of this. So how have y'all been doing? Ooh. Ray, did you make sourdough? Did the guinea pig Mr. Man make sourdough? The illustrious and exquisite Mr. Man, the sweetest of all possible guinea pigs? Because if he is able to expand his talents into the culinary field, then my God, I gotta get me a guinea pig. My goodness gracious me. Perhaps. Oh my God, Ray, did your guinea pig make sourdough? Like I know this is a bit, but like please, please. Oh my, the plot is thickening, and I am absolutely here for it. Oh, right. I mean, yeah, dead guinea pigs are my second least favorite kind of guinea pigs. So that definitely shouldn't be a thing that happens. Worst guinea pig is Raylo stands. That's a joke that I think just one person in the chat's gonna get. And that person is Riva, and they're either going to be very pleased with me or they're going to kill me. Well, Ray, I am happy for the sourdough, and I'm sure that it is delicious because you are a hell of a cook. Well, I guess, Lord, that was disgusting. I apologize. I say cook. Baker would be the more correct terminology in this case. But you are a hell of a baker, I'd assume. I'm not sure if I've actually tasted any of your baking. I know that I'm a pretty good baker, and by the transitive property of the familiarity, as opposed to familiarity, I would assume that you are also pretty good at it. Oh, so Riva, what I was we were talking about Ray's sourdough that she just made. Um and I was like, "Oh my goodness, did Mr. Man, your guinea pig, make it?" And she was like, "No, he didn't eat any, because then he would die." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, no, that's good." Um, it's definitely for the best because dead guinea pigs are my second least favorite kind of guinea pigs. My least favorite, of course, being Raylo stands. Have I had some of your baking? Right. I mean muffins, I assume, and possibly some other more desserty. Oh, and cakes and brownies. Oh shit. And Riva, I was saying that you're either going to hate it or you're going to love it. Um, it sounds like they may have liked the joke. Hell yes. I mean, I know, but the discourse can be contentious. Oh wait, duh. Yeah, cookies and brownies, obviously. The some of the most common things to be made. This is true. We gotta have the huckness for the suckness. Um yes. So for those of you, I guess this is mostly for posterity because I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat already knows, but For those watching on the YouTubes in like 15 years, um, Raylo stands. Well, a stan is someone who's like, oh, I'm a very big fan of this thing. Uh, etymolog- Etymologically taken from the song "Stand" by Eminem, but that's another thing. That's more of like fan toxicity. Raylo refers to Rey and Kylo Ren, two characters from the most recent sequel trilogy for Star Wars, 7, 8, and 9. And there is some discourse about them. And that is all I'm going to say about that. I don't think it's a good ship, mostly because I just don't see the chemistry. I don't see the chemistry between Ray and Kylo. I don't. Like, I can see that he's like, you're nothing to me, but also I'm going to train you. I'm just going to be creepily obsessed. But the impression I get from her is like, what the fuck are you doing, my guy? My dude. Yeah. He's a very angry boy. And not like the fun kind of angry. And it's not the ship that I would necessarily see her with. And that's all I'm going to say about that. My that is a pretty solid ship. That is a pretty solid ship. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I mean, I definitely, frankly, I would have shipped Kylo Ren uh, dying at the hands of Chewbacca, just because I think that would have been a really interesting end to his character arc, both for Chewie's and for Kylo's, because you see Kylo, someone who has been obsessively running from his most immediate past, namely his family, Han Solo, Princess Leia, things of that nature, and slowly come to terms with, and essentially being consumed and destroyed by it. Because one of the most mimetic lines that he had from the Last Jedi was, uh, like, what is it? Forget the past, kill it if you have to. Um, and I think it would be interesting for someone to basically be, he essentially cannot run from his past despite trying to destroy it. Like, he has killed his dad, spoiler, um, and he sort of had a hand in maybe stuff with his mom. I don't know. While also still being weirdly obsessed with Darth Vader, who is his grandfather. Yes, um, and like trying to follow in his footsteps. Just having a very weird relationship with his past, but obsessed with one side of it as opposed to the other side. I think it would be interesting for the side that he is trying to disregard to be the thing that destroys him, especially given the relationship that Chewie has with him, because Chewie and Han, they bros, and I do ascribe to the headcanon that Han is Chewie's pet, basically. Um, so this little Anki boy that Chewie has been basically helping raise since birth, and just having Chewie deal with that emotional arc of like, oh god, no, I have to destroy the boy, otherwise he's going to kill other people that I care about. I think that'd be a really cool, really powerful character arc. Instead, Chewie gets not a goddamn thing to do, and is really just kind of there for like, hey, I know that guy. Also, his gun goes boom. Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I get why he did. I get why he did just clip him in the hip, but I also think that that could have made for a very interesting and a very fun contrast later, where he tries shooting him in the head, and then Kylo deflects it or something, and then Chewie like continues relentlessly like advancing on him Terminator style, and then there's a brutal hand-to-hand beatdown and fight until Kylo just eventually just has the life choked out of him. And I think that would be very, very interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We love you too, Prince. I am sorry your internet is being terrible. We're gonna try to have a good time. It will be lesser for not having you here. And I hope that your internet stops being terrible. But also, much love, cause I love you. You're my sibling. Ah, yes, the cereal has had time to marinate. No, like Dan, Batcat, like you're right. You're right, and you should say it. What I did like about The Force Awakens the first time I saw it was that it reminded me of Star Wars, and it felt like Star Wars, and it didn't feel like the prequels. It felt like more like the original trilogy. But unfortunately, it didn't grab me on rewatches because say what you will about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Like there's still a lot that you can really take out of them on a replay, whereas like rewatch them over and over and over again. Even episodes, even the prequels, which like have issues. Definitely not saying they don't have issues, but like there's still interesting stuff there, and there's like through lines and plots, characterizations that you can still dive down deeper into. Force Awakens kind of doesn't have that. Like even rewatching episode one, you could be like, oh, there's all these little things that I'm noticing, and I'm really compelled by this world and all the stuff that's going on. Whereas episode seven, like it's like, oh cool, we see the Falcon again. I just I got bored watching it a second time, and that sucked because I loved it so much watching it the first time. Episode 8, Last Jedi is in my top two for Star Wars movies. Fight me. And episode 8, no, episode 9, Rise of Skywalker is just garbage. It just is. It's just real bad. It's a confused mess. So I do agree that a lot of things would have been more interesting than what JJ gave us. Um, but yeah, the sequel trilogy just on a whole just isn't very cohesive, and I do really like. I just love the Last Jedi a lot. I would have loved to see what Ryan Johnson would have done if he would have been in charge of making the other movies. Because I've seen, like, I saw him directing some episodes of Breaking Bad, and I saw Knives Out. Um, and it's a very common thing to be like, oh, Ryan Johnson made Knives Out. It's real good. But the thing is, it's real good, and I liked it a lot. Um, no, Last Jedi was easily the best of the sequel trilogy. Um, it is. I can't decide if I like it or Empire better. Frankly, like it changes from day to day. And Reba, I am being such an English major right now, and I hope you like it because this shit ain't going away. And I'm glad that Maya likes it. Hell yeah, just Englishing around. I don't know if the issue necessarily is that the prequels were made too early, because a lot of the technology there they did help pioneer, and I don't know if another franchise would have been able to do it. Um, I do definitely share the argument. I do definitely see and like kind of agree with the argument that it did become a little bit more based around like the franchise and making toys and over explaining every little thing about Star Wars, midi chlorians. But there's definitely stuff they did well, and there's a lot to like about them. And if nothing else, they're a lot more cohesive than the sequel trilogy. And I love a lot of the visual design. Like it is separate from the original trilogy, but it still feels very much like Star Wars, which I think is really cool. There is the argument that it's less industrial and a lot of it tends to be more artistically made, but a lot of this because we're seeing Coruscant and Naboo. But even the underbelly that we see in Episode 2, I'm like, ah, oh, this is real cool. This is real cool. And I think it's got a very good aesthetic design. And I think for all you can say about George Lucas, his universe has always felt real, and I love the visual design, and like it's always a place that I could really see myself being. Oh yeah, I agree. But yes, enough talking about Star Wars. Reva's right. We should break some thrones instead of just spending 15, 20 minutes talking about cereal and Star Wars. The best combination, if you ask me. Uh, who knows? Maybe I'll have one of those just talking streams that we have. Oh, like the story happens in the subtext. I mean, yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Yeah, I love Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker was trash, and I had issues with it. But let's break some thrones. Let's get this loaded. Yeah, let's wait till you're just not playing. Let's try this again. It is time to throne. Whoa. So Steam just crashed. Let's try that again. Hello, Mr. Steam, Mr. Gabe Newell. Hello. Can you please let me play my games? Oh god, Ubisoft collection. No, we don't. We don't care. Let's try this again. I mean, if we're gonna have like a just talking Star Wars stream, like I'm down to do it. What? What the hell? It is making me relaunch the stream. One sec.